So Procreate 5 recently came out and I've had some fun exploring some of the new features, and I thought I'd just share those with you. I'm going to put this photograph through Procreate 5, some of those new features, but I'm also going to mix it up with an app called Imaengine. Actually, throughout this video I've been pronouncing the app Imaengine wrong and been calling it Imaengine, so apologies for that, but it's actually pronounced Imaengine, which is a bit of a mouthful, but there it is. Imaengine is a great little app. I did an article with Mobiography on it recently, and it basically can make an image look very illustrative, very graphic, and I really like that feature. I really like the way it makes an image look, and certain pictures will work really well in Imaengine. So this one, for example, has this lovely grey sort of muted backdrop, but then you've got these really sort of clearly defined shapes of the flags that are really bright colours, so that's going to really work well. The other thing it has is these textured lines of the sea in the lower half of the frame, and these are also going to be picked out really well in Imaengine because it will really accentuate the lines sweeping across the whole frame. But what really attracted me to this picture, apart from the really lovely bright colours set against those grey tones, is the dynamic of this flag sweeping across the top of the image and halfway down as well. And what this does is create a really nice sense of movement, a really nice dynamic. And in addition to that, you've got this right hand pole, which is stopping your eye disappearing out on the right hand side. And then supporting all those lines, these sweeping flags and the upright pole, you've got these lovely lines of the sea and the sand, just kind of emphasizing those upper lines, almost like a supporting role in this kind of texture that's being created by these different lines. So let's have a look and see what we can do in Imaengine app and Procreate with this image. So first of all, I'm going to open this image in Imaengine. So I've imported it into Imaengine, then I'm going to tap on Go in the bottom right hand corner. As you can see, Imaengine has already turned it into this lovely graphic effect. I'm just going to have a look at a few of these and see if there are any other ones that maybe are a little better. I don't like it so hard, so many black lines. I want something more subtle. So I'm going to try Pure Vector. And that's given me a much more subtle effect, which I like. I'm going to play around with these adjuster sliders here. And if I take it right down, you can see that gives me a lot less detail. Well, I want to have quite a bit of detail, so I'm going to take that right up to the top. And let's just play around with these colours. As you can see, if I take the slider in colours to the left, it gets rid of that sky blob up there. But I quite like just a bit of that coming in, so I'm going to leave it about there. And then if we put the stroke right up here, that's going to give more thicker strokes to the bottom half and within these flags as well. I'm not keen on that. I want to keep them quite fine. We've got some nice bold shapes at the top, and we've got this bold shape of the flag on the right hand side, so we don't need bold thick lines on top of that. So somewhere about there is perfect. I'm going to tap on the top right share menu and then save that down at the highest setting on 5 and PNG to camera roll. Next, I'm going to open Procreate. I'm going to import my photo into Procreate. As you can see, that's made a lovely job of making a really graphic interpretation of this photograph. And as I said, Procreate has some new features and effects. So they're housed up here under the Magic Wand tool. And if we come down here, you'll see one called Glitch. I'm going to tap on Glitch. And you can apply this to the whole layer, or you can apply it just by pencil. If I tap on whole layer and then tap my pencil or finger on the screen and then tap from left to right, that will apply the glitch effect to the whole layer. Now I only want to use a little bit of it, so I'm going to go back by tapping 2 fingers on the screen, and I'm going to tap on the Magic Wand tool again. I'm going to go back to glitch, and this time I'm going to tap on pencil. I'm going to up the block size a little bit, and then I'm going to start just painting over some of the flag at the top. Now that's quite thin, so I'm going to go back, 2 fingers, tap on the screen, and then just up the size of the brush. If I tap on brush, you'll see I'm in airbrushing and soft brush, and then I'm just going to tap over the flag area and tap over these little flags here. And then I'm just going to tap over the beach area as well. Just give it a bit of sparkle. Now if you go over this and do a little bit too much, you can just come up to the eraser here and then just rub some of that out. Going to add a little bit more. And you can up the block size as well after you've painted it on. That looks a bit nicer with it being slightly smaller. So just a bit of fun, some new stuff from Procreate. They've also got some other things like wave in here as well. So you can adjust these sliders to create some strange windy happenings on the beach. And you can tap and slide from left to right to introduce some new waves in there as well. And again, you can go onto the rubber or eraser and just erase some of that if you feel like you've gone too much. So just some interesting things in Procreate. There's a lot more to be explored, and I'll be showing you some new videos about that as we go along. You could also add a figure, as I did in this image as well. So to place a figure, I imported a figure actually from another image that I'd created, and this is a great way to recycle images. And so I literally imported the figure by tapping on the wrench tool at the top, then insert a photo, and then chose the photo from my camera roll. And the next thing to do is to eliminate everything around the figure. So I tapped on the selection tool at the top, used automatic, and then selected the figure, drag to the right. Now I don't really want that shadow in it, but I could always eliminate it if I didn't like it. So I'll keep that by just tapping and selecting on the remaining brown bits. Then 3-fingered swipe downwards on the screen, cut and paste, and that's going to paste the figure into a new layer. I'm going to uncheck the layers just below the original layer so we can see the figure isolated on the screen, and I'm going to use the transform tool just to move it down slightly. I'm going to zoom in with 2 fingers and then bring the figure down. As you can see, the shadow doesn't look right, it looks like a reflection, so I'm going to use the eraser to just rub that out. A bit too much, take that down. And then you could use the smudge tool in a soft brush, something like the soft brush in airbrushing, and then you could just lightly brush around just to give a little bit of softness to the figure. And then I'm going to go to the layers icon, top right hand corner, and then I'm going to tap on the little N in the layer thumbnail, and I'm going to just take that opacity down just a little bit there. And now we've added a figure. I'm going to give it a little bit of shadow as well. I'm going to tap on a new layer, tap on the brush tool. I'm going to choose airbrushing, soft brush, tap on the brown texture in the sand to pick up that brown, a nice dark brown, and then just add a little bit of a shadow behind. And there we have it. There's our image created with Imaengine and Procreate. So that's it. I hope you have fun exploring Procreate 5's new features. I'll be creating more videos like these, and I would love to hear any questions you have about my work or techniques. Thanks so much for your interest in my work. I hope you found this tutorial useful and inspiring. And if you'd like to learn more about how I create my work and the techniques I use, you might like to try one of my mobile art video courses. All the links to the courses are below. And also please hit the subscribe button below this video to be notified of more creative mobile art tutorials coming up soon. You can also follow my latest mobile art projects on social media, where I regularly give out mobile art related prizes. This month I have a few copies of Paul Toussaint's new book, which shows you lots of before and after pictures and how he edits his photos. For a chance to win, you will need to be subscribed to my newsletter, and again the link is just below. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to your comments and questions below.